Well, I guess the countdown didn't work like I told it to, so... Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another monthly Chronicle, this time for June of 2014. And I'll be perfectly honest, this month got away from me. I have absolutely nothing to talk about. No, last time I was... Well, not last time, but the time before, I was saying how after the whole X-Men thing, I was going to do a thing with my friend Jandy about doing Sherlock versus Doctor Who. That's still going to happen, but we couldn't get it scheduled again, so that won't happen until August at the earliest, probably September. Probably September. So since I don't have anything to do or say, I am going to text a friend of mine and ask her for a topic to do in this month's vlog. I just sent her the text, so I will see about what she comes up with, and if it's good, I guess we'll play the waiting game. Oh, and by the way, I got a haircut. Don't know if you noticed. Alright, so Monica finally got back and says yesterday was the 25th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman movie, so you can do a dedication type thing. Your ideas are bad and you should feel bad. I told her I was just kidding, don't worry. So, Tim Burton's Batman movie. Now, there was a lot of things. It just turned how old? No, don't go to sleep, computer. That's rude. You're recording my audio. You should not fall asleep. Tell me it didn't... Okay, good. It's still going. Just turned 25, and it was actually... That was one of my favorite superhero movies, I gotta say. Tim Burton is one of my favorite directors in general, and so when he did Batman, that was a really cool idea. Obviously, I wasn't alive when it originally came out, because I'm 23, the movie's now 25. But it's still, when I first saw it, I knew it was really good. And I remember reading about that one, how Michael Keaton being cast as Bruce Wayne / Batman was actually, sorry, I got distracted and the R2 figure fell over, was actually kind of a controversial thing with the fans. They didn't want Michael Keaton to be Batman. They just thought he couldn't do it. And actually, I think I said this in one of those... trolling videos that I did with the Misconduct Films Q&A thing, but Michael Keaton was actually my favorite Batman out of all of them. I mean, I really like Christian Bale's Batman too, but still, I mean, Michael Keaton, he's one of those actors you wouldn't have expected him to be any good in that role, but he pulled it off so perfectly. It's kind of like how Heath Ledger did with the Joker in Dark Knight. And that's another thing you can talk about too, is like how different Tim Burton's Batman portrayed Batman and the Joker than Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight did with Batman and the Joker. Because Michael Keaton, being a more comedic actor, came in to play Batman, and he was, again, really spot on. I'm just repeating myself. I don't actually... This is completely impromptu, so I have absolutely no preparation for it. Like any Tim Burton film, it kind of had a really weird... but at the same time really magnificent combination of both really kind of dark subject matter and really kind of almost like dark comedy at the same time. It was funny and it was dark and it was funny and dark, and it was a really cool mixture of the two. And especially when Tim Burton did Batman Returns, that one went even darker, but still had that kind of whimsical sense to it. And that's what I love about Tim Burton films, is that kind of whimsical sense, even though the movie itself is pretty dark. The first Tim Burton movie I ever saw was Edward Scissorhands. That was made after Batman. The first Batman movie was actually the least Tim Burton-like movie I've seen that was directed by Tim Burton, because I think he wasn't actually going to direct it at first. I think they had someone else when they started it, and then they replaced him with Tim Burton, if I remember right. I could be completely wrong. Don't quote me on that. Again, this is completely impromptu. I'm just going purely off what I already know about the film. Yeah, that was a good movie. I don't really know what more to say about it. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do know what more to say about it. Another thing that really struck me about that film that I thought was actually really cool was the fact that for most of the movie, the story is told not necessarily from Batman's point of view, but from the reporter girl's point of view. I'm completely blanking on her name. It's been a while since I've actually seen the movie. I should watch it again. And Batman is barely in that movie, from what I remember. Or him as Batman. It's more about Bruce Wayne than it is Batman, and I actually think that's kind of cool. Especially with superheroes, it is important to focus on the fact that these are actual people and not just like fully superheroes. They have a bit of a duality to them, and if you don't have that human quality, that relatable quality, then audiences aren't going to connect with that character. So I really thought that was a really good choice to make on that film, and I think that's pretty much all I can say about it right now with this being such an impromptu thing. So again, since this month's vlog was about a film, there's going to be no film fun fact this month. Hopefully I'll have something really cool for next month. I should probably plan it out now so I don't end up in this situation again where I'm texting all my friends and asking them for ideas, even though I only texted one friend because I liked her idea. And if I didn't like her idea, I was going to just go down my contacts and eventually someone would have a good idea. Yeah, until next time, see ya. And turning it off. Maybe it was in the story the way it was, but I wasn't expecting Mystique to be as important of a role.
Yeah, I don't think she really was. Like, I mean, it's the movies are making their own like universe and story, and like depending on like who's important and whatnot, because like that's the only characters they get in the movie. But I can see why like they made it make sense as to why she's important.
Oh,
basically.
definitely, they made it make sense, and it made a lot of sense. Also, I guess on that same line with Mystique being more prominent than I thought she would be, I suppose in a way I should have guessed that because it's freaking Jennifer Lawrence.